Okay. And I should be able to say start streaming. And in theory, we should be live.
Should be live?
In theory. All
we
the
are.
What do I know? Yeah, I still see his thing on there.
I swear the last time we went live, there was a huge thing that popped up.
Really?
Yeah, right on the top of that guy's show channel, and now I can't see nothing.
Not there at all, huh?
But then again, last time it was working for a little while, and I couldn't find anything that popped up, so...
Yeah. Well, I know it...
Now I can't see nothing.
Oh. I can see it streaming. Not there at all, huh?
Oh, you can see it streaming?
Yeah.
But then again, last time the link, it was working for a little while, and I couldn't find anything that popped up, so...
Yeah. Well, I know it...
Now I can't see nothing.
Oh. I can see it streaming. Not there at all, huh? Alright.
Oh, you can see it streaming?
Give me one second.
Then again, last time... Alright.
Because it should... I don't know how he has it set to stream.
Mm-hmm.
I can see my windows opening and closing. I thought he had it go right to the YouTube channel, but... Is it not how he has it? That
It
jerk.
should be.
He's a jerk. Anyway, we're live at the moment, so let me send you over the link. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to send you over the link, and
There it is.
yeah, but where the hell is it?
Oh. It's showing up all purple on the screen here. There we go. Now it's working.
Right, but
Got a couple viewers in here. We'll be starting shortly. Those of you wondering.
yes, just
Bear with us for a moment here.
oh, that's why I'm an idiot. No. Just ask them if anybody can see the stream other than us. I'm trying to bring it up
Are
on
you
my
guys
second.
able to see the stream and hear us all right? Can you see this? Let's see if we get any responses here.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a delay, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess he doesn't have it stream right on the channel. I don't know how he set it up. It's what happens when I gotta worry about somebody else setting up a channel. Let's see.
Yeah, they said they can see us.
Okay, yeah, it says streaming live, so.
Okay.
Let me bring it up so I can look at the, there we are. We're tiny, but I don't really care. I'm not going to sit around and mess with it again, because we'll be here for another hour.
That works.
Beardy. Alright. So, good. So I see, oh, I have 4 people in here. Who's in here? Can I even see that? No, because I'm not, fuck it. I'm not going to care. Okay. So, so we have things to talk about, yes, before we jump into it.
I believe so.
Okay. Because there's a bunch of stuff. I have the games release list. I know we talked about that. Um, for all the different systems, whatnot.
Yep.
Where's my little list of other cool stuff? There's my list of cool stuff. Eric Hirschberg, Activision. Woo! EA Games, screwed up. Okay. Yeah, I got a couple things. Oh, my back hurts. So, cool. I am, no. What the hell?
I'm going to try and record the audio too on my end so I can upload it a little easier.
Okay. Yeah, let me know when you're ready and,
Okay. I think I'm ready to go.
Alright.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of That Tech Guy Show. I believe this is our third episode we've done now. I'm your host. My name is Suburban Legend, and here's your other host, CobraWolf.
What's going on, everybody?
Glad to be here. Glad to be bringing you guys another episode. And you want to kick us off with the first topic you had in mind tonight?
Fix the glare later. Actually, you know what? Hang on. So I'm not blinding everybody. There we go. You get to look at my crotch instead. So, the dead horse has been beaten, so I won't go over it again because everybody that's a gamer saw that a couple of weeks ago now that Clippy B had left Epic Games, which pretty much was the only company, more or less, that he had really worked for. And he made games that it's funny because he looks younger than he is, which is good for him, I guess. I mean, yeah, Unreal was really good. Gears of War was really good. Jazz Jackrabbit. Yeah, I had nothing, man. I Jazz Jackrabbit was awesome. That was probably one of the first games from those guys. Actually, Epic Pinball was probably the first Epic game I ever played, I think. I had Jazz Jackrabbit. Mm-hmm. But he's been with them for a long time. I think he said 20 years, and he left. So, now it's curious to see, I think we mentioned this briefly, where the two founders of, well, it's kind of like any company. This is the third shakeup, technically. The guys who ran Infinity Ward left, and now, left, loosely put. So now they're over at their own little world there doing some games. The two founders of BioWare left to slightly diminished Star Wars: The Old Republic sales and reviews. And now Cliffy B, who is not, definitely not a founder or CEO, but to say that he wasn't the face of Epic Games over the last, at least 10 years, 12 years or so, would be a lie. And him to step out, kudos for him, because I know developers. I know some personally, and their lives suck. Their lives, it's programmers. It's horrible, horrible hours and demands of deadlines. So it's definitely a stressful life, and kudos to him. Let him have his vacation time, because he definitely has enough money.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see what losing these like one or two people can do for an entire company. It would be like the Yankees losing A-Rod or something, or whatever. It's just as that kind of yeah, metaphor where it's like, will it make a difference? Do you think that Epic Games losing someone like that with that creative vision, do you think that'll make a difference, or do you think it'll make everyone else who might have had a voice before step up?
I think it'll absolutely make at least some difference. I mean, especially when you have someone as creative as that, especially in, when you're a game developer, when your only product is your own creativity. When you lose your lead creative, I mean, that's going to have a huge impact. Like you said, on the other hand, though, it also opens the door for some other developers to step up and try and fill his footprints. But, even look at a company like Apple losing Steve Jobs. I know we bring up Apple all the time, but a lot of people said Apple's such a big company, losing Steve Jobs isn't going to matter at all. It's going to, be no difference. But I think we're already seeing some of the side effects of him being gone with some of the recent product releases and, the big Maps debacle in iOS, iOS 6 and all that. So I think it'll definitely have an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's funny because, like I said, I didn't want to beat a dead horse on that one. Good luck to him. I hope, wish him all the best, and I really, really, really hope to see something from him in the next, 4 or 5 years after he kind of gets everything together and takes his break. It's a nice segue into something I know you mentioned with the new iPad. So you can
the new iPad Mini that's supposedly coming out October 23rd.
Yes.
Which I believe is that next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday.
I believe Tuesday, if I had to look.
Tuesday. So the iPad Mini's coming out. Does this matter? I don't know. Is it going to be a big thing? Is it going to be? Is it going to fly under the radar? I guess I'm not really sure. So.
No, I don't think it will. And we talked about this last time, where it's an Apple product. It has a brand name on the back that's a picture of an edible fruit that comes off a tree, and everybody wants it. I feel that the sales are going to be high. They announced it, from a business perspective. They did a very strategic announcement. What was it, like a week or a couple days or something, right after or around the same time that Microsoft announced the Surface release. And, excuse me, the Surface, I think, will be a major, major competitor for Apple. If you asked me 5 years ago to use a Microsoft phone, I would not have even thought about talking to you. If you had asked me 10 years ago to use anything that wasn't a Palm phone, I probably would have said the same thing. And, we see pretty much how the handheld technology has come along. The new Windows phones, I don't own one, but I've played with it. They're really, really nice. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
And they're not flawless like anything else, but they're really nice. And I think if more people kind of get over that stigma that it's a Microsoft phone, I think it's going to do well. The Surface looks really good, and I know that there's a couple retail places that are pushing the crap out of it. They want to see it sell. They want to get it out there and try to finally compete with Apple. And now that Steve Jobs is gone, I think you're right. To a degree, they're going to try to push as hard as they can, as morbid as that sounds, to take the lead back now that his vision is gone, no matter who is left in charge, really. So we'll see.
Some of those Surface tablets look really interesting. I saw really one of the first advertisements I've seen, I believe it was last night on TV, for the Surface with that keyboard that sort of magnetizes right on the side, that keyboard cover they have.
Yes.
And that was some really cool advertising for sure.
Yeah. So. I'm not a big fan of anything advertising wise, obviously, but some of the commercials have been coming by lately have been pretty good. Even the Microsoft ones. Although, I think that's going to be a lot. I think a lot of it has to do with advertising. It always has. Everything comes down to advertising. Working retail for so long, if you don't have that big display up at the front, people kind of skip over a product. And sometimes it's a shame because the company that has the most money obviously will, well, not obviously, but will 9 out of 10 continue to sell the most products because they have the biggest advertisement. Placards. They have the big, they can buy those end caps in a store. And for people that might not know, you have to pay for that crap. That's not free. GameStop does not say, hey, Activision, we see you coming out with, a new game, a new Call of Duty. Let's go ahead and give you an end cap. No. They're going to do it anyway because that's a big seller. They know that they've just got a gold package in their hand and they're going to put it on the shelf and sell it. But Activision has to pay for all of that marketing material to be put up in the stores. They're not just, it's not a charity. These companies have to make money. So it's
all an advertising blitz.
Every
new Apple product released, it just blankets the airwaves literally that day with television commercials. They're to the point where the iPad is almost synonymous with a tablet computer, the same way like a Kleenex is referred to interchangeably as a tissue. You
Yep.
know, I mean, they're almost to that point, and it's like you said, you have to pay for that. So
It's true, and it's I don't know. We've already gone over my feelings on Apple. I think they make some decent products, but I still have a problem with um, how the company does things. I've known people that worked there, and my wife worked for their sales department for I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years. And it's funny, everyone. I will give them this, and let anybody else that listens to this know, little insider secret. They don't tell their employees anything. They don't give even their salespeople, whether there's inside sales, outside sales, their tech people. It doesn't matter if this is the guy that brings in $4 million. Um,
hmm
he they don't tell anybody anything. They don't give you a spec sheet. They don't tell you the name of the product. They don't tell you anything. So when you call up and they say, I'd like to pre-order the iPad mini, and they say, I'm sorry, I can't because we don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know anything. They're not lying. They literally are not lying. They have no idea. This was a horrible thing that Apple does. It's almost like, I don't know if you ever watched any behind-the-scenes footage on the movie Scream when it first came out, the first one. And Wes Craven, what he did to keep that movie as scary to the actors as it was to the audience was he would give them only their script for their character and only on that day of shooting. They did not ever get a chance to read the whole script. They got a chance to read the plot and the layout. Nobody knew who the guy behind the mask was. Nobody knew anything until literally that day of shooting. And Apple is the same way.
Wow.
So in that case, it's I don't know if it's hurt Apple or made. I think it's actually made the mystery. So that's why people end up going to buy Apple products. I don't know. Like I said, I have my iPhone. I'm going with an Android next. Same thing with the iPads.
hmm
Dell has this. We got in a pilot really quick. It's an iPad, or it's basically a Dell tablet, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. It's probably like a quarter the price of the iPad, and it does more. The damn thing has an HDMI out on it. I mean, it's got a Dell brand on it. So what? It runs Windows. It's basically
hmm
it's going to be a Windows 8 tablet, which basically Windows 8 is made for, all touchscreen. So
Yep. Yep.
it's the brand, and I feel that it will sell. I feel the iPad will do well. I feel the next iPhone is going to do well. Although I have seen some not stellar reviews about the last iPod that just came out. So, or is
Oh
coming
yeah.
out. So we'll see. I'm not going to say that Apple's going to do bad. They'll still break sales again.
That's for sure. But I almost like to, I think we all almost owe a huge debt of gratitude to Apple for coming out with the original iPhone.
Hmm.
I remember right when the iPhone came out, like a year before, I was messing around with one of my friend's new flip phones,
Yeah.
and it had this little. It wasn't really an app store,
Hmm.
but it was like a precursor to an app store on there. Had a couple games you could download right to your phone. Most of them cost between $10 and $15 for like Tetris, and it was just stupid. But I remember sitting there thinking, this is awesome. I mean, you can download Tetris right to your phone and have Tetris or a game of Super Mario Brothers with you wherever you go. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Or you could download little apps. You'd have to pay like $5 to download an app that would tell you NBA scores constantly up to date.
Yeah.
And this was before I had like the internet on my phone.
Hmm.
Back when I had dumb phones. And I was like, this is awesome. I can see this, kind of being the wave of the future. Then the iPhone came out, and then later they came out with the App Store, and from there it just took off. And now all cell phones are like that. So I think we all owe Apple sort of a big debt of gratitude, because without them today, I would hate to see what smartphones and things would look like today. I mean, they'd be really lagging behind what we actually have.
Well, uh, yes. I mean, if we left it in the hands of RIM, the company that makes BlackBerry, then yes, I think we'd be way behind. The one I just got was a BlackBerry Bold and a 9930 or 9950, whatever the hell it is, and it's touchscreen. It's touchscreen. It's the most horrible phone I've used in years, and it's brand new. It's their brand new model, and it's funny. I talked to a guy who had one, and he gave me the best line ever on those phones. He basically said, "This is an amazing phone 7 years ago." So if we had left it up to companies like them, I agree that we definitely would have, a big problem with the way things kind of evolve. But, can we say that for certain entirely. I mean, Palm was pretty good. They definitely didn't have an app store. You know, they had apps, but you can pretty much hack the crap out of the phone and do whatever you wanted with it. Um, they had games that were okay. I mean, it was definitely a great PDA. It was. As far as a phone, actually, I had one of the Palm, I think 500 or whatever it was. It was the Treo. Um,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't horrible, but you know, it was a good precursor to kind of see what was coming. And I think I would agree with you that they definitely helped push the innovation. I'm not sure. I think they pushed the speed of the innovation. I think it would have been there either with Microsoft or Palm if Palm had stayed in the running. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they definitely helped kick a lot of ass. And again, you know, as much as Steve Jobs may have been a tyrant as far as his position, he had a vision, and his vision was very, very clear to him that there was no interface. He didn't want an interface. He wanted you and the device. He didn't want a keyboard. He doesn't want a mouse. He wants you and the device, and that's it. And that was part
Mm-hmm.
of his vision. So kudos to him, even though he's dead. But still, you know, the direction that they took as far as their sales and their marketing, I think, was way, way too aggressive. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, kind of like, you know, the Call of Duty franchise, it hasn't bitten him in the ass yet. I'm hoping, I'm hoping it does to like one of those wake-up calls more than like deafen the whole company, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like how you brought up Palm as sort of one of the innovators in the handset market. I remember back when I was in college and the Palm Pre was just about to be released,
Yep.
and this thing was getting hyped up like nothing you would believe. And I was crazy excited about that phone. It looked like a really great phone. Had terrible battery life, but I thought Palm and what was it, their WebOS, was that
Yep.
their operating system at the
Yep.
time? I thought that had amazing potential. And I actually, back then I was in college and I was looking at, I wanted to invest some money in the stock market, like, you know, $500 or something just to see what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of tentative at it, you know, to invest my money. So what I did was I said, I'm going to create a little spreadsheet on my computer. I'm going to pick 4 or 5 stocks right now, and I'm going to write my thoughts on if I would or wouldn't invest and why. And then I'm going to come back every few months and just track their progress to see how it would have turned out if I would have invested a little bit of money in each company.
Mm-hmm.
The first company I wrote on there was Apple. They were on the verge of releasing, actually they just announced the iPad, but it took like 2 or 3 months for it to actually release. And I literally wrote on there, no, I would definitely not buy Apple because I think the iPad's going to be a huge flop, which a lot of people thought it would be before it was released.
Yeah.
You know, it looked kind of stupid to me. And I actually bought a netbook. I was trying to decide between a netbook and an iPad, and I thought the iPad just looked ridiculous to me.
Yep.
And the other company that I said I would buy was Palm because they just came out with the Palm Pre.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was hearing some rumors about the Palm Pre 2 that was supposed to be better, you know, improve in every possible way.
Yeah.
And then the company pretty much, I don't know, went bankrupt, got acquired by, who was it that acquired Palm again? I can't even remember.
It was HP, wasn't it?
Yeah, HP.
Because they had their
Acquired them,
own.
and then,
They had that little whatever the hell it was called. It was actually called the iPack or something like that. We had one at work.
Yeah. And then they just basically just completely shut down the WebOS operating system,
Yep.
which, I don't know. Questionable decision, but
It was,
just
but
shows how off I was.
yeah, and I think a lot of people were. Some, at least some people saw, hey, Apple's going to be an amazing company because look what happened in the beginning. They pretty much alienated themselves by going so hardcore proprietary that they didn't have any competition. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's interesting to look back, and you know, hindsight is what it is. But to say going forward that you know maybe Samsung won't dethrone them with an amazing Windows mobile or Windows 8 platform product, then we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. Because now with like I said, with Steve Jobs gone and that vision, he left them the vision, but we'll see how hard they push it. You know, whether or not they're going to be sales oriented or product oriented. No, we'll see. Definitely there's a lot of wiggle room that they have right now, and they're in a very good position to say, hey, we are going to make an awesome product, unlike what happens with, I don't know, Madden.
I actually have to take that back. I know I hated on Madden a few podcasts ago, but I did actually go out and buy Madden this year, and it's actually really good this year. So, they're turning around. They're actually trying to differentiate a little bit. But, I almost wanted to say, I'm really looking forward to see how the public reacts to Windows 8.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of people so far out of their comfort zone, and Microsoft is really swinging for the fences with this operating system. It's something completely different than they've ever done before, and I don't think anyone was expecting Microsoft to really go all in on such a complete and total redesign of Windows. So it'll be really interesting to see how people react to Windows 8. Have you used Windows 8 at all?
I haven't, and mostly it's just been a time constraint more than not wanting to. A lot of Windows 7 things. There's still a lot of people that aren't fully adopted even in Windows 7 yet, which they should be, honestly, because it's actually, since beta, it's been a pretty rock solid operating system.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Everybody that I talk to have used it, have really liked it. They say the performance is a little bit better, but honestly, you've got to look at it from the standpoint that it is it's a touchscreen operating system. It is really geared for touchscreen and portable devices. It's not. They're really kind of going the way of Apple. The only problem is Apple has a better foothold in that because they make the devices and then they make the operating system. So they can say, okay, here's our device and our operating system that work beautifully together. Buy it. So,
yeah, sure.
We'll see. Like I said,
even though it's all in on touchscreen, from the screenshots and from the few reviews I've read, it looks like a really attractive operating system. I mean, I almost think they did a little bit of testing with the Xbox Live or with the Xbox dashboard, because I think that almost looks a little bit like Windows 8 to me. I mean, they have the big, tiles that are interactive and they take up your whole home screen.
Yep.
And, I really like that look. I think it's a really cool and attractive look for an operating system. It's almost, look at some of the tech blogs I read. I used to read Engadget all the time.
Yep.
I still do, but now my favorite one is The Verge, just because it's, I love the layout of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
see
what happens.
Yeah. And they pushed, I didn't see the update come through today. When is that? It's supposed to come through. A lot of people said they got it yesterday, the update for Xbox Live.
I heard it was coming through in phases.
Okay,
like
yeah,
it was
so I didn't get
kind of
mine.
random. Some people will get it, and later it'll come to the rest of us.
Yeah, so. I saw new pictures of it where they put Internet Explorer on it. Oh, come on!
I saw that. Oh, Internet Explorer.
I know. It is, from a technician standpoint, working in a corporate environment, it's the only thing we allow people to use, but from a user perspective, everyone's got their preference. I use Chrome, but I live in the world of Google. If I could work for Google, that would pretty much be the end of my life. That would be it. That'd be the culmination of my entire technological world. It would be working for Google. That'd be it. Everything I have is Google. The next phone will be an Android because everything I use is all Google products. So that would be,
that's true.
I
think working for Google would be just awesome, just because of what it's like to work for them.
They have nap
I would love
pods.
to work at a company where you can nap in the middle of the day. You can go to the gym, go play some basketball in the middle of the day. Just food, snacks, drinks everywhere. Like, that'd be great. Yep. That'd be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. That's the company I went and trained out for in Chicago actually has a gym in their facility with a personal trainer on site. Every now and then they bring a massage therapist just in case you're sore or feeling a little run down, either in the gym or at your desk. There are companies that still care about their employees. Not many, but there are some. And, to be lucky enough to find them would be awesome. I haven't yet.
But you would almost think in the future, I hope more employees catch on, or more employers catch on to that sort of at work atmosphere. Yeah. It's not, in my opinion, it's not very realistic to expect someone to sit at a desk for 8 hours a day and have 8 productive hours. My most productive hours are 2 hours before I leave, just because I'm excited to leave.
Yep.
And I'd say right after lunch. But
Mm-hmm.
there's always a little lull in there where there's an hour where I just can't seem to get much done. I have no attention span.
Yeah.
I don't have much focus. You know, it'd be nice if I could just take a 15-minute walk in the middle of the day or something, just to refocus, or
Yep.
go to the gym and shoot hoops for 10 minutes just to take your mind off of things and come back with a fresh new perspective, ready to get some work done. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not there quite yet, but I hope in the future a lot of companies will catch on. So
Good. I'm just tweeting something really quick. It's all live.
somebody wanted
watch
to talk
that?
about Halo 4.
I saw that.
That
Well,
we were actually going to talk a little bit about Halo 4.
who?
I don't know much about the game. I just thought it was really interesting that Microsoft is not going to allow anyone to post Halo 4 on YouTube or anywhere online. It'll be copyright strike and get taken down immediately.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that? Is that the wave of the future? Is everyone going to crack down on the sharing of their games online, or is this just Microsoft being a little overprotective with Halo?
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. It's. I don't know. I hope not. I mean, I see, being obviously both of us doing YouTube videos for quite some time now, off and on. Things have been hectic for both of us lately, but I see that as not going away. I honestly, I don't know where they're coming from. I didn't read any real press releases on it that said why they're doing what they're going to do. Versus, I think I remember hearing about it and reading about it when Reach came out in Halo 3, that they've tried to do this in the past, and they obviously never got a chance to because one thing or another, they didn't get the laws out in time or whatever. But I don't see it. I don't see why they would do that. I mean, if anything, look what happens when people put these videos online. I almost guarantee that I'm going to throw out a number like 30 to 40% of sales on, let's say, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was because of YouTube videos.
Oh, for sure.
People seeing these amazing things that you can do,
Yeah.
and they're saying, wow, you know what? People look like they're having so much fun in that game. Let's go do it. Or, hey, that guy, his video is horrible and he looks like he sucks. Let me go on. Let me make a video of me playing it because I'm a lot better than he is. Let me give them tips and tricks, and let me make, if not money, at least make some new friends and stuff. I don't know the reason behind doing a strike like this. Doing it early? Absolutely. If that game was not supposed to be released till X, you can't put videos out there. I see storylines, why those might want to be protected. Hey, if we have cut screen cinematics, don't post those. Okay, I get it. That's understandable. I don't understand why you would do something like that. Inevitably, it's going to be put online someday. Whether it's in, let's say, a gaming tournament. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they're going to do that. So, no, I don't see it being the way of the future. I see it being something maybe even short-lived, honestly. I don't see it lasting the whole lifespan of Halo 4. I just... that would kill a lot of channels, first of all, but I just I don't see it.
Sure. I see it being a huge failure. Like you said, I really hope they change their mind after a couple months, because their sales are going to be very lackluster compared to what they're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't realize how many people are driven to buy these games from YouTube channels.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there nowadays. Honestly, I watch more videos on YouTube than I watch television.
Yeah.
If I see one of my favorite commentators say, hey, I just picked up Dishonored, you need to go buy this game, it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's not paid anything to recommend that game. I trust this guy. I've been watching his videos for years. I'm going to go buy Dishonored because it's a good game. It's not, look at Minecraft. Are you telling me Minecraft would be anywhere near where it is today without YouTube and CNanners?
I was going to say, specifically
went viral.
CNanners, yeah. No, it's true, and I was going to bring it up as the next one, is I've put in almost as many hours into a $17.99 game with 16-bit graphics that I put into almost all of the Elder Scrolls games and Fallout games combined. It is just so much fun, but again, I never would have found it, or I never would have gotten into the hype if I didn't see all of these videos first that showed me the amazing things that you can do with the game. And the same thing with Halo 4. I am very stingy about the games that I buy. You know, I'm not one of those guys that's going to go out there and buy every new release game, unless there's a vendor that wants to give it to me. But other than that, I'm very picky about what I buy. If I buy something, if you look at my game collection, it's games I've owned since I bought them. There's very few games I've actually gotten rid of and traded in. So it's huge. Watching people play the games, I don't actually watch them play it. I more watch the footage. I watch what you can do, the physics of the game. I watch how much fun it looks like it's going to be and how much fun other people are having playing it. If I see everybody, you know, with a great KD and absolutely no team skills, fantastic. I'm probably not going to buy your game. Because if I'm going to jump in there, I'm going to jump in multiplayer. I want to jump in because I'm going to play objectives. I'm going to play in a team. We're going to have fun together. But that's why I like Black Ops. Everybody hated the game so much that nobody cared how they did. So you jump in there with a team, you all die, but you had a good time and you trash talk the whole game through. So it was a lot of fun seeing that. So I don't get it. I don't. Again, this is one of those franchises where, like Madden or like an Apple product or even Call of Duty, I don't think it's going to hurt their sales that much. I don't think it's going to hurt their sales to the point where they're going to say, man, that was a bad decision. I think it's going to hurt their sales to the point where they're going to say, yeah, we might let it go after the first year, which I have a feeling after the first year you'll see they'll remove the restriction, honestly. I don't see why they would even keep it there for more than 6 months, but I'll give it a year. And I don't see it as a trend at all because that's just stupid. It's just bad marketing. It's free marketing for these guys, honestly.
Yeah, I think they have to remove it. I mean, no offense, but almost every big YouTube commentator will at least buy the big games that come out, the Halos, the Battlefields, Medal of Honor, Call of Duties, as far as like first-person shooters go. And third-person shooters, obviously, they'll buy them all and at least try them, put up 1 or 2 videos right away. You know, the Gears of War, all the commentators buy that and at least expose all their subs to it. So you have millions of more people at least getting an opinion from someone they trust on whether to buy or not buy the game. So
absolutely,
maybe, I mean, I hate to say this, but Halo 4 is you know, one of the first games not developed by Bungie. So I mean, maybe that has something to do with this ban. You know, maybe they don't want all the big YouTube commentators saying, you know what, this game kind of sucks. It's way different. It's not what I was expecting. Don't buy it. So, you know, I don't know.
I think if it does, I think they will anyway. I think they'll go up there and they might put a screenshot, you know, of whatever photoshopped perversiveness they can find that says this game is horrible and don't buy it and don't play it. And I think, obviously, with it not being on any YouTube channel, not being allowed in videos at all, you're not going to see it. And not seeing it means no publicity. No publicity means lackluster sales. I think it's going to sell a lot less than Halo 3 and Halo Reach. And it's... oh, thank you. I think it's going to do not as well in sales as the other ones did, but I think at the end of the day, they're still going to be able to sell the title. I think it's just a stupid decision. I think it's just a really, really bad business move, honestly. But to say that they haven't done that in the past, they've had their share of stupidity before, so I can't say much there either.
Maybe they just decided to crack down. You know, I heard it's already been leaked online. Somebody already has the game and posts the entire playthrough up on YouTube and Reddit and everything. So
yeah,
maybe they just said, this is the last straw. We're banning everything with online and YouTube. No more. I mean, you guys brought this on yourselves. I mean, Halo is always one of the games that gets leaked over a month in advance, which was mind-boggling to me. How a game can get so consistently leaked that far ahead of time every release.
Yep. And it's funny, you know, again, going back to my beautiful retail days, I remember when Halo 3 came out. It came in with in these cardboard boxes, just regular, nondescript, had a little print on the side, said Microsoft, with a, you know, 6x6 orange sticker that was neon orange, almost, you know, this color, pretty much that nasty orange color, and it said, do not open until X. And my district manager would come in every day. He had to do this as required by his upper management. He had to go in every day to every store, look at their boxes, because we knew how much was in a box, and make sure it was never opened. If a box was opened, the store manager would either be fired or written up. And, we did, because the fines were amazing on these things. To open a video game before it was released, before that time, that designated day, was amazing. It's like thousands and thousands of dollars to the retailer. Now, obviously, you as a person, you get banned off Xbox Live or whatever stupid, thing happened. So it'll be the same. It'll be the same with this. Usually the copies that leak, somebody that works in a store, a district manager doesn't care, or they are the district manager, or they got one free because they were a whatever, and they just rip the copy and put it on. It's always going to happen. It's never, people are never going to get away from that. But again, going back to it, their decision was stupid. I think really, really stupid, and I don't think it's going to last. I think they're going to they'll probably get enough complaints from, it's funny to say, from big YouTubers that normally post Halo videos, especially the Gaming League guys. I think they're going to post on there a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to give them hell.
It's almost an evolution of the entire gaming platform. Back in the day, it was your friend came over and you guys played single player and passed the controller back and forth. Then there was local multiplayer where you and your friends, brought two TVs in the same room, hooked them up with a cable, and you're playing against each other. Then multiplayer came out. Now it's multiplayer, single player, but, the next step is what everyone wants to do nowadays. If you have a good game, if you're playing, having fun with your friends, you want to record it and share it on YouTube so other people can see it. It sounded stupid 3 years ago. Why would I want to listen to some guy playing a video game talking about the video game when I could play it myself?
Yeah.
To me, it sounded stupid too, but it's surprisingly enjoyable. You'll pick up some tips. You'll get entertained. You'll learn a few things, and you guys kind of have the same mindset. So you enjoy the same, maybe the same type of music he plays in the background. His jokes are funnier to you because you're kind of in the same audience and same age group. Who knows? That's the next step in gaming. Some people like to record themselves and share it online. So why? The fact that they're going to ban that, and I know we're kind of beating a dead horse here because we've been talking about this topic for quite a while, but it's just so unbelievably stupid that, it deserves the 20-minute bashing that we just gave that decision.
It's true. It's true, and it's funny because if you asked me, about this time last year, and Nando and I actually had this conversation where we didn't think that commentary videos, commentary overlays would still be as popular as they are. We figured by now that streaming, podcasts, the live stream gaming would be much more popular, and that the commentary side of things and, even tips and tricks would kind of, if not level off, then start to drop down and diminish a little bit. And it hasn't. It's completely surprised the hell out of me. It's like you with Apple. You never would have bought Apple stock because you didn't say they were going anywhere. Same thing with the commentaries. It's amazing to see how well it's doing. And again, to see something like that, it's like you wonder who their PR person is. It's like, have you ever played a video game?
That's a good point you guys brought up about YouTube too. I would have thought when I started getting into YouTube, I kind of bet on the same thing. I was like, I could do 10 videos a day about the upcoming Call of Duty like a lot of people do. Rumors, speculation, news, all that stuff. But I kind of wanted to go a different route. I wanted to do some funny videos, create stupid songs and relate them to Call of Duty and do, troll people or whatever you want to do, just something different than what everyone else does, because I really thought that would take off. And some channels do take off like that for the most part. The big channels now, they still do the same thing, tips and tricks. What I heard today about the new Call of Duty that's coming out from my friend's uncle's sister. And just kind of old vanilla commentaries, same old stuff, but people seem to enjoy it. So.
Hey, the biggest thing, as long as the person doing it enjoys it, I think that's when other people will enjoy it too. If you enjoy sitting down and playing a game and, just bullshitting with yourself / everybody that watches, that's kind of, it's still kind of fun. It's fun to do. I still enjoy doing it myself, so I'll still put the videos out there. But, my thing is, I think I've seen live streaming definitely take off. I'll give it that. It's definitely become a lot bigger now with YouTube live streaming,
Hmm.
and a lot more streaming on Twitch. I've seen um, a lot more players kind of step up and start doing these things that they probably would never have done. So it's interesting
Hmm.
to see that. Again, we'll end the Halo thing. Sorry, everybody. We'll end it because it really was a dead horse, but I think it was just a dumb business move. Honestly, I think they've just, out of all the things they'd could have done, that was probably stupid. It
Hmm.
definitely was. Um,
Look at Black Ops 2. On the flip side,
yep.
they're really embracing stuff. You can literally watch your favorite YouTuber play live
Yeah.
through the game. Like you can literally watch him play.
Yeah.
You can go back, record commentary on your own video right on your Xbox Live and post it directly to YouTube. You don't
Yeah.
even need a PVR anymore.
Yeah.
And that's going to open the door to all these up and coming young commentators.
It is.
They're really embracing that, like shoutcasting, live streaming.
Yep.
And I think right there, that's part of the reason also because for some reason Call of Duty's always so popular, but I honestly think Black Ops 2 will probably outsell Halo 4 by quite a bit. Even if you're just comparing Xbox sales alone, since it's only on Xbox.
Yes. And that's beautiful. You just jumped into one of the other things I want to talk about is Activision and Black Ops 2 and making Call of Duty Elite free.
Mm, yeah.
So it's something that they pretty much said that they're going to grant all players access to the Elite service with the the multiplayer broadcasting, self-tracking. I think for the zombie modes, a bunch of some of the downloadable content, which you pay for it now instead of getting it for free. But it that's interesting to see them. I'm wondering what made them go to that decision. I'm wondering if it was something that said, hey, you know, Battlefield kind of did it, and we made it really expensive with Modern Warfare 3, and we had a ton of problems. I remember in the beginning, the Elite codes weren't working right. A lot of people were complaining about it. People that know me know that I would not and will not buy Modern Warfare 3 nor Black Ops 2. I have a big problem with Activision and their product lineup. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and if it's a good thing that they made it for free. But really, the reason that I saw it before, and correct me if I'm wrong, was basically you get maybe a few extra bonuses and then you get the expansion packs. Am I wrong in that one? Is that pretty much what it covered? Because now it's like you
It's
still have
pretty
to pay
much
for the
what it
expansion.
covered.
Okay.
Some little advanced stat tracking, some premium videos that are only available to Elite subscribers that I have never watched. I've basically not used Elite at all. When it came out, I went on the app like 2 or 3 times just to see what was up and never went back. So honestly, it was a huge waste of money on my part.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed that I bought it. I got all the new map packs. I think I played. I mean, there's maps I haven't even played yet in Modern Warfare 3. I've hardly played the damn game in 6 months.
Yeah.
I like Black Ops the way it was, where if you like the map pack, watch a couple of reviews that people say it's worth it, pay the $15 for the map pack.
Yeah.
There's some map packs that came out that sucked, and I skipped them, saved
Yeah.
myself $15.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely correct in that, and I think it'll be huge for their fan base because now you're not cutting off Elite because Elite had some unique matchmaking capabilities where
Right.
you could literally search for people who like playing basketball
Yeah.
and just get join their clan and start gaming with them.
Yep.
Why cut that off to only people who pay the extra $30 or whatever
Yeah.
it was for that service? So
And
I think it'll be
it,
good.
it's one of those things that is not now going to be a standard product. I mean, is that just going to be built in every game they release as far as going forward? Is it one of those things where why should I? People are. It's funny, apparently nobody remembers this going back, but Activision games weren't. Oh, actually, EA and Activision had a big problem with the way Microsoft did their live system, that they charged for it. This is going back to the original Xbox, and I remember EA wouldn't do it. They would not put their games on it, their sports games on Xbox Live until I remember they made a huge deal. They killed off a really good friggin' golf game. The tennis game kind of died a little bit. They both traded some blows,
Hmm.
but I remember a lot of people being pissed back in the day. It says I got to pay $50 for Microsoft's, Xbox Live service to get all of the features that you just mentioned. All of those features are supposed to be built in Xbox Live. I'm supposed to have that amazing matchmaking capability because I pay $50 a year for a service. I'm still going to go out and buy the game. I'm still going to have the bandwidth, but I paid for that service. I bought that. Why would I buy it again? Why would I pay an extra 100, something dollars or $30, whatever the hell it was for the Elite, to say, hey, I can do these awesome features that I'm supposed to do already. But how do you, as a company, I guess you could play the Jesus and the devil and all on one side. It's like, as a company, how do you say, well, I'm going to make this multi-platform in the PC and the PS3 too? They don't charge for their system and those features, so we kind of have to put it out there and say, everybody's going to pay. So I think it was a smart move. I'm not going to say a lot of smart things about Activision, but I think that was actually, on the flip side of business moves in the industry, I think it was a smart one. I think it was a good idea. I think they're going to bring in a lot of people with that, and I think they're going to have some really, really good feedback from the fans. And
Did you see? Oh, sorry.
no, it's just basically, it's just, I think they're going to have a lot of good feedback. I think they're going to get a lot of positivity on this one.
I saw the pre-orders for Black Ops 2 are down quite a bit from where Modern Warfare 3 was at this point in time last year. Why do you think that is? People just really having a bad taste in their mouth from Modern Warfare 3 and not really putting two and two together. This is a completely different developer than what came out with Modern Warfare 3? Or are people just sick of the same engine over and over and over, 6 years in a row, 6 straight games, not too much changed?
I can tell you that's why I'm sick of it. Maybe other people feel the same way finally. Maybe they're not going to buy into it blindly because it's a Call of Duty title. Maybe, maybe the game mechanics and the crap that it goes through have finally gotten to some people and turn them off to it and say, hey, it's crap. We're not going to buy it. We're not going to buy it until we hear from our favorite YouTube commentators. You never know. I mean, again, YouTube, it's touching on it really briefly again, it's become a major part of gaming. That these commentaries that, again, a year ago I would have said would be just about dead by now are huge. They're huge.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the big, 4 or 5 guys. You've got the Cnanners that even now he does maybe one video every month or a couple weeks or whatever it is now. It's gold. Everything he touches is gold. You've got guys like him, Only Use Me Blade, which is still up there. Even Wings, unfortunately, still has his weird cult following. Bendro I haven't seen very much lately, who was making a pretty good living there for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Guys like that, you see them up, and Woody, obviously. You see guys like that up there at the top, and they're pulling in such huge money off this crap. But they have such a following that whatever they say goes. And if they come out and they say, we like it or we don't like it, or the mechanics are kind of screwed up, but I know they'll make a patch that'll make it better, all of a sudden the sales are going to triple. So I think, honestly, a lot of people are just waiting to see what people say about it. I mean, I think honestly, it's going to be the first Call of Duty that people say, I want to hear the reviews first.
Yeah, I think so too. I think people are going to be a little bit more tentative, but at the same time, I could care less if 10% of the amount of people that bought Modern Warfare 3 buy Black Ops 2. It doesn't matter to me, it'll just weed out a lot of the morons and idiots that play the game. There's so many just stupid people that play that game. It's unbelievable. You go play a game like that for an hour and then go play a game like Battlefield 3 for an hour. You'll have people talking, communicating with each other. People are nice and respectful. They're like, hey buddy, could you, you're in the way. I'm trying to get through that doorway. Could you move out of the way for me? Whereas in Modern Warfare 3, you can't even repeat the stuff people say to you, and it's mostly coming from like 13-year-old kids. So it's just funny the fan base of those two games compared. So.
Yeah, and well, anything, going into a fan base, so we don't dwell on Call of Duty too long. Look at some of the other games out there that took things by storm. I look at Minecraft. That was just a freak of nature that made these few guys in Sweden amazingly rich, amazingly popular, and wanted by everybody, which was great. Then you look at a game that was built off of a map in an RTS game. Look at League of Legends. The other day I saw an article. They finally hit 32 million active players.
Wow.
It's free to play. It's free to download. And, it's funny, I found a little reference sheet. Daily active players is 12 million. Player base, and this is pretty much going back and forth with a few different games. League of Legends at 32 million. Xbox Live, 40 million. Think about that. Xbox Live has been out for how long? League of Legends been out for a couple of years, maybe. Call of Duty. It says Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so I'm not sure if they. Yeah, Trilogy lifetime sales, 65 million copies of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Trilogy. 32 million active players in a free-to-play game.
That's crazy.
Something like that just, it hits you when you look at it and you go, what is going on? What are people really, really playing? They have a whole list of stats on it. It's really funny, daily active players. I found it in a game industry article, but that's 1 billion hours are played each month.
I can't even comprehend a number like that.
That's another game that only spread 2 ways. Word of mouth, just, hey, buddy, great game, you should go play it. 2, YouTube. Just like Minecraft, another game that spread only on this little box here that's over here and over here. This is how it spread. League of Legends, Minecraft, any of those games, they spread because of YouTube. I find that so fascinating that it's one of the things, it's like a little kid finding a chainsaw for the first time or something. It's like, what does this do? So it's just one of the goofy things out there where you say, hey, what the hell is that? How did that happen?
Yep.
Let's see. Jumping out of that really quick. I got a couple other things. What do you got?
I was going to say, thinking of YouTube, a lot of those guys you mentioned have just been doing the gameplay commentaries for many, many years, and they've got up there in subs. But I was starting to think that, over the past year, I've stumbled upon some amazing channels that now sponsored by no.
Yeah,
I found some amazing channels, absolutely hilarious commentators that come out with some creative videos like daily.
Mm-hmm.
And their channels just go nowhere. They don't gain subscribers, they don't get hardly anything. But recently, over the past, I don't know, maybe the past year, I wanted to give a shout out to fellow Yoush director, Minnesota Burns. I don't know if you guys know who he is or not. I'm sure seems like everyone does now, but his videos are hilarious. He's one of the fathers of trolling on YouTube, and personally I think his videos are so much more fun to watch than almost anyone else's, just because of how creative they are. Everyone is totally different and they're all hilarious. So
yeah.
It's almost encouraging to see that his channel has just blown up the way it has. I mean, last I checked, what is he, over 600,000 subscribers now?
Yeah.
He's in the top 250 channels on YouTube. So it's crazy to think that, one dude in Minnesota sitting in his apartment or whatever can just blow up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at the point where he can be walking around the mall and overhear people saying, yeah, I was watching this video by this dude named Minnesota Burns the other day.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about how, the places that YouTube can take you and some of the doors and opportunities that they can open up for you.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely is true. It's scary. It's weird. It's just the concept to me when it was funny. I started watching the videos and going, oh, these guys must work for a company or just whatever, just do this out of the boredom. And then when I got hooked up with Nando and we started doing it, it's like people, you see the business behind it, and from the Yoush perspective, from the Machinima perspective, and any other network out there, you finally see the business side of it, and you go, oh my God, these guys are raking in money. Some of these guys with 1 million+ views per video, it's like, what the hell? What am I doing? I'm in the wrong business. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? What do I got to do for somebody else that, I can make a quarter of that money? And it's scary to see how much that is the new culture, and I don't see it dropping quickly. I see it not being. The way I'm looking at it now is, again, I guess I'll have to revise my statement. Instead of dying in a year from last year, I see it going away slowly, but I see it shifting its focus more into, obviously, like I still stand behind a lot of live streaming, the podcasting, the not so much the commentary overlays, rather than a lot of the really good editing, a lot more creative custom videos and things like that. I see that kind of going into it, and then you'll see people go, oh man, did you see this new video by Bob, Bob the Gopher? He was great. We watch his videos, gophers everywhere.
Bob the Gopher.
Bob the
it's
Gopher.
It's a mad scramble for that channel on YouTube right now.
Exactly. Bob the Gopher. Everyone go for Bob the Gopher. It's.
I kind of agree, though. I see the YouTube declining in the future. I don't know how soon that'll be, but I see it spinning off. I think some of the real successful people are going to have insane doors open to them. Some of the Minnesota Burns, the Woody's gamer tags, the FPS Russia. I mean, I know for a fact he's already got offers for television series and things like that.
He didn't he shoot a pilot?
I think some of these guys, he may have. He may have. I guess I haven't watched his stuff recently, but it's crazy some of the doors that'll open for these people. You can sit there and play video games, put them on the internet, get a massive following, and someday you might have your own show on like G4 TV or something. Maybe even bigger. Maybe there'll be some new network. Maybe Machinima will come out with their own television network. That's something I would watch, to be honest with you.
Big Snacks.
Just
listening.
Straight video games.
Listening.
Yoush. Snacks. Get there first.
That's your new in, buddy. We copyrighted that right here. Profit sharing, pal.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see, because, touching on it briefly, I used to love G4 before it merged with Tech TV, because I also love Tech TV, and now I hate the channel almost exclusively. It doesn't have really anything that it had before. It's not. I mean, it friggin' plays cops all day long, or it plays, some movies on the weekend, and they've got, I think, 2 or 3 shows left. Everything else is online. Their website's awesome. Their website has some really cool web shows that I watch. I watch the MMO Report. I watch the, Sessler Soapbox. I watch their podcast, their live feedback, which is awesome. That's always fun to watch. But other than that, man, that would be very interesting to see, a channel, an actual, cable broadcast channel that would go out there. It would be funny, but it's got to start somewhere. And obviously, you wouldn't get a cable network channel unless you've got the production value of. And the production value, I shouldn't say would be it alone. You'd also have to have the structure, of an actual company and building and employees and stuff. But I see it. I see that being big. I see that being a big thing, very possibly. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, look at it. I think, I don't know. I might be reaching here, but I swear I saw something the other day that, online videos are almost overtaking cable television in views.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
it's going to be the future. Pretty soon you're going to be using your smart TV to pull up the YouTube app more than to go to your Dish network.
Yeah, which a lot of people are. A lot of people are doing that. Look at the views on some of these videos. What is that one video from the Korean guy, Psy, up to? Like 250, 300 million views at this point?
Gangnam Style.
It's kind of catchy after like the
Stupid, but
first minute.
it's catchy.
After like the first minute, it's everywhere now. It's the guy's got record deals. He's probably gonna be. He's all been all over TV. He's got. They play his, not English spoken song on almost every channel that plays that type of music, and he's everywhere because of a YouTube video. So.
Yep, it's crazy.
It's amazing to see what doors it can open. As the technology and as a social medium, I guess would be the best way to say it, and how many people you can meet. Just not even that. It started off with us, just the people you can meet on it. Now it's like, hey, there's really, really some interesting things that you can do, and it's an interesting direction. Ooh, long day.
Just the fact that you can take your hobby and, if you put enough time and effort into it, and get a few lucky breaks along the way, your channel could blow up, and you could literally do it full time for a living.
Yeah.
Making YouTube videos for a full-time job, I think that'd be great. And I think most of the people that do that for a living are very appreciative of that fact. It's not to say it's easy. It's a lot of hard work, but it's fun work at the same time.
It is.
And you're working for yourself. You're your own boss. Make your own hours. It's not like you're punching a time clock at some corporate office somewhere. So.
Yeah. And it's funny because I kind of got into that just almost so I can start doing this, because this is what I want to do. My idea more is the streaming, the podcasting, just kind of going over different topics. This is what I see being popular, and I would love to do this in a structured environment, and this would be my dream more than actually doing the commentaries. Commentaries are fun. It's more like let's do a commentary. Great, fantastic. Let's have fun. But
I'm a big fan of the podcasting side as well. I actually started podcasting before I even got into YouTube. I bought my first pair of Turtle Beach headsets back in just after I graduated from college. Went on to Podbean, started a free podcast, called it the you ready for this, for the originality in this title? The Codcast, talking about Call of Duty. That was clever.
You went right on there, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You could have just talked about cod pieces at the same time. You're like, and I have a shiny diamond cod piece.
Yeah. And now it's almost funny that they took the word Codcast and it's actually in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling the live streaming of the whatever is the codcasting. So I wish I would have actually followed through on like a trademark or something. I might be rolling in some money right now.
Yeah.
But not going to happen.
No. Again, it's one of those things that went in a very interesting direction to see people making a lot of money off of this, to know how much of a business it is. But it's fun though. It's a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, got any other topics?
There's a couple out there. Obviously, with the holidays coming up, there's going to be price cuts in systems. So you're going to see, the Xbox. I think Microsoft already announced they're going to drop some of their bundles by $50. The Wii U is going to be, I don't know. I still don't see sales being amazing on it. I see about maybe between now and 6 months from now, maybe 700,000 to 1 million units being shipped at the price point that they want until they drop it. But holiday time also means, big release time, which usually pisses everybody off. And some releases that are kind of weird, like I saw the Doom 3 BFG edition, released. I saw that it was either on the PS3 network, on their dashboard, or on the Xbox, or both. Look, man, I love Doom as much as the next guy. Doom 3 was really good, but you're selling me the game for $30 that came out how long ago? Was it 5? I was living in Florida. My buddy was playing it. It was when the ATI video cards were just starting to take over. 5-6 years ago? When the hell was that? Somewhere in that area.
Somewhere around there.
I don't know. I don't know. I will see. But obviously Borderlands 2 came out. You had that, so everyone picked up on that, including myself. The new 007.
Did you pick that up? How was that game?
Borderlands 2 is awesome, man.
Awesome.
It is fantastic. is awesome. I bought it on the Xbox, and I'm very happy that I did that. I'll probably pick it up on the PC at some point, because I did that same thing with the first Borderlands. I have it on 360 and PC. It's really good. It's long, just like the first one was. They've already come out with 2 pieces of downloadable content. They came out with a new character, as well as a new area and more guns. It's like, there's a lot of guns in this one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a game I definitely want to pick up, but little short on funds at the moment. Was saving up for trying to get the Man Cave finished. So hopefully some of these Christmas sales, I'll be able to pick up a couple of the games I've been wanting to play lately.
Yep.
And get some of that gaming in. So.
Yeah, that one that was really good. That's a lot of fun. I put a lot of hours into that so far. What else we got? Metal Gear Solid Rising on the PS3. Halo 4 obviously will be coming out. Saying 6th of November. We'll see. When the hell is the... What is it, November 11th? When is the new Black Ops? Is that November... I thought it was November 6th. Is it 11? Is it 11/11 again? Yeah. That's crap. Whatever. So, there's some interesting... I don't see anything big. Obviously, had Resident Evil 6 come out. I don't really know how that did. I didn't really see a lot of good reviews. I didn't see a lot of bad reviews. So... XCOM came out, which I'm crying inside that I didn't pick it up, but that was the same kind of concept. Just had to pick the lesser of two evils, so I went on Borderlands. Dishonored came out. I'm hearing really good things about that. That was another Bethesda.
A lot of good things about that too.
Yeah, another Bethesda title. So other than that, I mean, I don't really see a lot of things are going to go up against Halo, which are pretty much not. Then you've got. Yeah, Medal of Honor. I'm afraid I was totally spaced out on that one. Warfighter comes out for the 360 in a couple days, 4 days. It's the 23rd. I think it's the same day as the iPad Mini coming out. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Wednesday. So, then obviously you've got Halo. Assassin's Creed 3. There's a bunch of people waiting for that. I know I'm waiting for it, but...
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
Oh.
My good buddy rags on me constantly. He's an absolute Assassin's Creed fiend, and this game looks awesome though. Just from watching the commercials, it looks amazing.
Absolutely. The first game, for the first hour, maybe hour and a half, it was really new and innovative. Nothing had really been done that way before, at least not by other companies. It's pretty much been mastered by Ubisoft. They had Splinter Cell, they had Prince of Persia, and they pretty much married the two together and said, here's Assassin's Creed. Amazing storyline, a long game. It got a little repetitive. You kind of went on the same missions, you did the same things. It wasn't, there's really nothing new. Same thing with the second one, but again, they made it better. They made the physics better. The controls were better. The storyline kept going. It was awesome. What was the other one? Revelations, or whatever the hell that middle one was that came out. That was really good. This one looks fantastic. Continuing the storyline still. Just looks amazing. It looks beautiful to begin with, but I've always been a big fan of Ubisoft and their works. They're like Blizzard to me. They're a company that usually can't go wrong when they make a product. So that's why I'm waiting for Black and White 2. Ubisoft, I will make you make this game. The first game was amazing. It was completely underrated, underhyped, and it was fantastic. The storyline was great. It was simple, but so much fun. And they've been saying they weren't going to do a second one for so long now that who the hell knows. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much it for the list of releases. The big ones you got left are going to be the Medal of Honor, you're going to have Halo, and you're going to have the Assassin's Creed. I thought that Gears of War was coming out. Is that not coming out this year?
I think it might be early next year. I just saw something on YouTube yesterday. Gold Glove was saying how he got to do a private testing of the game, so it's got to be coming out soon.
Right.
But I guess I don't know if it's going to make the holiday season or not. They might be smarter to wait till January, February, once everyone kind of wears off and grows tired of all these huge releases that are coming out in the same window. That'd be smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just wait a few months. So.
Yeah, because that'll do well, the Gears title. And Cliff did work on this one, so it'll be his last contribution to the franchise. So we'll see how it does. We'll see. I have high hopes about it. Gears of War was a series that's just raw, gritty, dirty and just you're in the middle of the action all the time. I really liked it. It was definitely a good storyline behind it too. So did a good job with that, the whole series. The only piece of big news I can think of is 154 days out, but you got PAX East up in Boston, March 22nd through the 24th. I will be there. I know
some update videos.
Yeah, those would be good. I didn't get in with the magical press pass, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. So now I'll actually be able to, kind of hopefully get the best of both worlds. I'll hopefully talk to some of the guys in the Oush and sneak into a few press events, but also, be able to actually go out and play and test and get my hands on a lot of these games out there. So that'll be really, really fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's supposed to go last year, but we'll see. We'll see we'll see how it goes. So that's it's a little while out. It's up in March, but I think that'll be a lot of fun. And hopefully meet a lot of people that have seen on YouTube. Hopefully get a chance to meet a lot of these people whose videos I've been watching and basing my game purchases off of.
I definitely want to get to one of these events someday. I know you tweeted me the other day asking if I could make it to PAX East, and I don't know if I will or not. I mean, Boston's a long ways from where I live, and plane tickets are stupid expensive.
Yeah.
But one of these days, for sure, like you said, I want to get to one of these videos and meet some of these Yoush directors that you work with, and you see their videos all the time, and some of these cool people that you game with all the time. And actually put a face to the voice and everything. So definitely looking forward to that someday.
Yeah, I mean, we got lucky when we were doing it, obviously down in, we living where, near where Nando was, because we had 4 of us, actually 5, never showed up. But, I could meet C Nasty and Chalk and TN didn't fly, he was supposed to. It was Lefty and Cracker flew in, and, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun meeting the guys, but I think doing that on a large scale would be awesome. Let's make our own. Let's do a Kickstarter project.
There you go.
YouTube. That's it. We're gonna test Kickstarter. We're gonna test the Kickstarter theory. I think we should do that and do, our own. Let's rent a convention center. Let's do a, PAX has their thing. E3 has its thing. Let's do a YouTuber conference. We'll get a bunch of game sponsors out there, and we'll do a Kickstarter project. We'll work on that. We'll work on the paperwork.
We'll get it done.
We'll get it done. So all these people that can't get out there, it's like, hey, just, we'll make it accessible. That'd be cool. I think that's gonna be the biggest part of it for me, really, is meeting all the people that keep gaming with. But so anybody that's listening, watching, we'll be out there. I'll be out there. Hopefully Sub will, but I know a bunch of other guys will be out there too from the community, both Yoush, Machinima, anybody else, anybody in the YouTube community, really. So I think there'll be a lot of fun, a lot of good times. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Well, got any other topics? You ready to wrap it up for this evening?
I'm ready to wrap it up. It's been a good solid hour. We bounced back and forth. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff out there. It's just, Microsoft releasing the tablet. Obviously, some weird layoffs with Lionhead employees from Microsoft. You had Origin kind of screwed EA. Well, screwed themselves technically by some giveaway codes that they had where people could recycle it with different email addresses and use the same code or some such.
I saw that. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's just another one of those things where people don't pay attention to what other departments are doing, and whoops. So, but yeah, no, it's been fairly quiet, luckily, in the world of gaming, mostly because everybody's been playing something, either still chomping at Modern Warfare 3 until Black Ops 2 come out, or now Borderlands. So
I think our next few episodes here, as these huge games get released, we'll have a lot more information, more stuff to talk about. We can evaluate or give some of our opinions on some of these big games. I know I'll be getting Black Ops 2, so I can give you my views on that. I know you'll be getting some of the other games that are coming out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll watch the YouTube videos.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so, all right. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of That Tech Guy Show. be sure to go check out our YouTube channel, That Guy Show. The O in show is a 0. Go check us out. Unfortunately, you won't be able to check us out on Bob the Gopher YouTube channel because someone in the comments just said that's already taken. So,
Bob the Gopher.
Sorry, Cobra, you're out of luck there.
Oh, poor Bob the Gopher.
Yep. Or just check us out on Twitter. I know your Twitter is CobraWolf81, and mine is just like my name spelled, Suburban Legend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. For anybody watching this on
guys.
on YouTube, it'll be down in the comments. I'll put the Twitter names down there and the link to the website, so you can always go over there and watch the regular Guy Show videos, which technically Suburban Legend is a part of. when they can get together and do it. But check out the website and check out the links on there and stuff, and leave comments. Comment.
Yep.
We get comments.
Yep.
That makes us have more things to go over and be a little bit more interactive. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next.
Yep. Night, everybody.